is Shot with Soju live at Austin International Drag Festival. And we are here with live audience, and of course, we are here with our co-host, Ariel Versace. Ariel, how are you doing?
I'm feeling grander than grand, thank you.
You've been on Now Shot with Soju probably like 3 times. Were you?
No, 4th. This will be the 4th.
Because we did it in
I
Chicago.
did in drag, and then I was the bartender, and then I did it as a boy, because we got gooped, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
4 times the charm.
Yeah, so Ariel's kind of like my unofficial co-host. Yeah. But I started Shot with Soju in Chicago when I started drag, like maybe a year into drag, and I loved watching Hey Queen, and it was the only thing at the time, like if you wanted to see more of the Drag Race girls, then like there wasn't a lot of like media involvement at that time, because it still wasn't in VH1, I don't think. Yeah, it was still on Logo. Anyways, I was like, I'm tired of waiting, for them to be on Hey Queen, so let me just start interviewing these girls, because I worked at Roscoe's, and you've worked at Roscoe's before. They always bring Ru girls. It's like one of the only places that bring Ru girls in Chicago. So I was like,
I would say it's like the biggest space for
yeah, for sure. And most people come. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Let me figure out a way. And I talked to the manager, and he allowed me to start filming some of my episodes on top floor, where we change. Mm-hmm. And it was just lucky, and the timing was right. Everybody was really loving it. Now there's so much media attention on Drag Race girls, but back then it was either Shot with Soju or Hey Queen, and that's why I kind of started it. I wanted it to see more, so I created the content. And now you have a YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, I was doing YouTube I did a lot through high school too. I would just make these silly little videos. Does anyone remember there was this little camera? It was called, probably no one knows what it is. It's called Digital Blue. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's this little blue crappy camera, and it was really hard to plug into the computer. I never imported anything correctly. But I would make videos with all my friends, and I always loved making video content, and that's kind of how I started getting to performing, and I was loving doing that, and then I started doing it with all the high school plays and everything like that, which I really enjoyed. I was in the choir and everything. I went to college for theater for 2 years, and I was also a minor in graphic design and video editing, which is why I love doing YouTube stuff as well. But yeah, that was fun, and then I got my cosmetology license, and then when I first turned 21, went out in the city, and saw all the drag queens. I was like, oh bitch, I need to do this, I can do this. So I really loved that atmosphere. I loved the art on stage, and it was kind of throwing all the things that I really loved together all at once. And then it's so cool that we were able to go on Drag Race. But obviously once your time on Drag Race is done, there's always All Stars and things like that. But it's super important to continue staying busy, after the fact. I mean, obviously there are people that are booked every freaking night. God bless. I would go insane. But when I'm not doing a show, I love just being able to create the content that I want to. So I do think that things you're not fall.
I'm trying to cross my.
That's gonna be you at the bar the other night. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool that YouTube is an outlet where you're able to do that. I'm able to do my makeup tutorials, because it's all it's an outlet for people to learn, just people to enjoy, especially for younger people that can't really go get out to the bars and everything like that. I think it's really cool that, and especially things like this or DragCon, where you can meet people you really want to meet.
You build your own platform doing YouTube channels. At Shot with Soju, I can really say maybe 80% of me getting on Drag Race was because of my YouTube channel. They really loved that I was creating my own content.
So you're a blogger?
Okay, so if you guys watched the first episode, I was in it for one episode, but she's like, oh, you're a blogger, right? And I was like,
I don't even remember saying.
And now she's the blogger. But they even on the first episode when I came into the entrance room, they even plugged my YouTube channel for me. Yeah. That was so cool. Being able to see a footage of Shot with Soju on RuPaul's Drag Race, I was like, wow, I can't not do this. I have to keep doing this. And I don't know if you guys have seen the new Shot with Soju. I think the audience definitely, the viewership went down, And I think it's because I wanted to focus a little bit more on queer artists in general and not so much on Drag Race.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why a lot of people watched Shout with Soju was because of the Drag Race girls. So I think I might shift it a little bit so that it's not just one or the other, but
It's almost things like that as far as like social media wise too, because like even on my YouTube channel, like when I was on the show and making content, I was getting more views obviously because it was more of like a hot commodity. Because like, oh, I'm watching Ariel who's on Drag Race right now, I'm gonna watch a video. But like now, bouncing off of that, I get more views on videos on stuff that's only like a really hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll post like, I'll do like my Disney princess transformations and it'll get like 5,000 to 6,000 views. And then I'll post like me doing a look with the Jeffree Star pal that just came out and got like 100,000 views.
100,000. It's weird, the algorithm on Instagram, on YouTube, everything has changed so much. So it's like sometimes difficult, like trying to stay motivated to constantly put out content because you're like, who am I doing this for?
Right.
But at the end of the day, the reason why I do Shout with Soju again is because I want to see it. So when I was filming my season, I got to work with Margaret Cho, like my idol, like, and obviously my best friends. Like for me, I look back and I enjoy it. So I don't really I'm at a point where I don't care. Right. If there's a lot of viewership.
And you know, I even complain, I get wrapped up in it a lot too. Social media is like such a beast. It sucks. Like it can really mess with you. Just it's all about numbers. But what a lot of people don't realize is like social media also does have that side where you do need to focus on numbers because it is a monetary value. People do base like you'll get like brand deals and like that's kind of like a source of income, especially with after being on RuPaul's Drag Race, where if you're doing drag full time, a lot of the main source of your income is either doing nightlife gigs or make money other ways, which is like if I do like a brand deal with Betsy Johnson or like a skincare brand's like, yo, make a video with my skincare and we'll pay you like for the advertisement of it and blah blah blah. But you know, you have to realize they base that off of numbers because like they're like, oh, how many followers you have? Here we go.
It depends on those like interactions that you get on social media. They look at that and they're like, how many followers, how many likes?
Although, did you guys hear about the new thing that they might start testing with Instagram?
Taking away the likes.
Taking away the likes.
I personally, like, do you guys think that's a good idea? No? I want to know why you don't think it's a good idea.
Well, the reason they're doing it is because like they think that like young people are like lowering their self-esteem because of that.
I mean, 100% it is.
Yeah, it definitely is, but I think like I'm a statistics nerd, so I like seeing all of it.
Right, and then, but we also equate like those likes to like quality. You know what I mean? So it's like they're basically people are feeling like they're stripping away like the worth of a photo. You know what I'm saying? Or like a post. But then that also messes with like, again, bouncing off that with like the brand representation, like how would people know? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't see the likes, it's like, oh, well, like, who cares?
Yeah. I saw somewhere someone saying that like they're in favor of taking away the likes because then it comes down to the quality of your content.
Right.
And like if you're talented, then you know you're gonna become something. And I don't know, there's like it's not black and white, obviously. I don't think anything's black and white. Ariel, so what is a question? Oh, well, my outfit is beautiful. What is like the most asked question that you get after Drag Race, like from fans and like, in general?
Are you gonna be on All Stars? My girl, relax, let me breathe. Like that kind of thing.
That's the most asked question?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I don't know. I just say I don't know because, you know, like Drag Race is such a beast. It's very hard. It's so much harder than what it just looks like on TV. It's like just this big thing.
It's also hard.
It's just something. Yeah, it's very hard afterwards. And honestly, a lot of the girls, you know, like that they will like. Some of the girls are like, yeah, I need a therapist. Like, they don't train you. You don't get any social media training. You don't get. And my little ass is from Jersey. I get scrappy online with people. So like it's very hard. You have to really learn how to like control like the way you speak afterwards. You know, people get into stuff all the time, but they're like, oh, do you want to do All Stars? I'm like, I would only do it again once I feel, and the funny thing is, when I always, and everyone says this after Drag Race, you always feel like you're ready for it more after the fact because you're exposed to it. But like, I would only want to do it again if I felt so freaking ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like financially.
That too.
Like, it's how much money?
But Drag Race, oh, let's be honest, like All Stars is basically like showing off how much money, like
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you have
for
to-
sure,
how
for
much
sure.
money you have to spend on outfits, and like which is annoying, but I mean you kind of have to because it's like you need to like beast the runways.
How much did you use, if you don't mind sharing, like for your season?
What, like spending ahead of
Yeah.
time? I did not take out any loans, unfortunately. A lot of the things that I wore, and it's like a lot of the silhouettes that I had, a lot of the things that I had already owned, and I tried to kind of
Like
manipulate it to the runway because when I got the call to be on Drag Race, honestly, my boyfriend and I had just owned a house. We just moved into a house, so we were just kind of transitioning over into that whole thing. I had just gotten off of doing Todrick Hall's tour. I was doing his makeup on it for a little while, and I had just gotten back home. We just moved into our house, so like it was a really big change right off the bat to like go right to Drag Race, and like I didn't really have like the money stacked for it like that because I was just paying for a goddamn house. Like so, it was
For
really
me,
hard.
I owned a taekwondo school like before I got on Drag Race, so I already had like money, for myself. But I did spend at least $20,000.
Oh, I did not spend that.
Yeah, because everything for me was new. Like I had to get new
Yeah,
stuff.
see, I didn't buy new things. I would say I probably spent like 7,000.
Oh my god, I wish I.
Right, maybe even less. I mean, honestly, the thing that was really hard too is because also my boyfriend and I do have a hair business, so he's selling out in the convention right now, and it's hard because we were getting that ready and we were at DragCon LA,
So was I.
and you were
Shooting
but like
Soju.
the week before we left to go to season 11 was DragCon.
DragCon. We
So
had
like I was
2
already
weeks.
preparing like a booth. We only had 2 weeks to get all 14
Yeah.
runways. together.
Usually girls get a month, at least a month
We had 2
to
weeks.
get ready. We got 2 weeks.
But one of the weeks that I had
No
was
wonder I grew
DragCon
a
prep, like, so,
Like,
no wonder you grew a cyst.
grew a cyst from that stress. But honestly, like
I slept because my feet were so sweaty.
it was so hard just getting ready for it because I was doing drag for like 2 years by then, and I didn't have like fancy things, because I just got a lot of hand-me-downs from other people, so it just spent so much money. But I'm surprised that you don't want to jump right into All Stars yet.
No, I don't know. I mean, I have to feel really, really.
How about a
prepared.
new season?
No, girl.
I would rather do a new season.
Really?
Yeah, only because how like Benji got to do a whole new season,
Right.
and she just looked like she was so much more comfortable than
Right.
everyone else, and that intimidation factor that plays in during Drag Race.
It does.
You
I
know-
remember I was going in there because let's be both of us went in there with two of the biggest social media followings. So I went in there being oh, we're getting carried to the top 4, girl.
Yeah.
And then when I walked in the workroom, I was short of breath. I was oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
I remember
There's so much personality.
and I got I felt myself get awkward because when I'm doing my YouTube or we're doing things like this, we're in control of what we do on camera. I edit all of my own videos. I do all of the editing for that. So really just walking in this room and having no control over anything. And there's a crew. People think that when you walk into those rooms, or even when you're doing the acting challenges, it's not you're just sitting there with Michelle. You're sitting there with Michelle grilling you with her eyes with a camera crew of 30 people.
And it's
all
cold as
staring
fuck.
at you. Yeah.
And it's
you're
cold.
Yeah, so it's not what it's like. I remember walking in there and you had to do your opening pose. I looked over at the table of all the girls and I was just oh my god, I panicked.
Yeah.
Which I did not expect. I thought I was gonna go in there oh.
Right. It was fun for me. I was overly confident, and I think a lot of that was just because I think I faked my nervousness with just being overly confident.
Right.
And I just did not, and I was going through it.
I think that if I get nervous and I just don't speak and then this face starts happening.
The bitch face?
The build interview, the.
So
Don't remember that. Did you watch that? That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Was
in my
that the
life.
one
Where I did not speak and I was just standing
I was
there,
sitting all the way at the bottom
Yes.
with Vanjie
And everyone was
and
screaming.
Silky, and literally everybody on the comment section was like, oh, she's mad at Vanjie because she's turned like this. Oh, now she's mad at Silky because she's turned like this. And the reason was because I was wearing this jacket where I was bare and I didn't want to show my nipple, and the chair was so low.
Oh, times have changed.
And now I'm just woo! But the chair was so low that it was so uncomfortable for me to like sit like properly like this. So that's why I was like either this way or that way because I didn't want like my.
I think I was also so mad in the back because I basically was like the Frodo Baggins of our cast. I was like the little hobbit. And they're all in the back row, and then Akiria wore her like dinosaur hair. And then Akiria shift over, and you're me, and she's like. And I'm like, hello.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult like fighting for airtime.
And that is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you 100% authentic.
And we had the biggest group of all time, 15 girls.
The loudest group.
Yeah, the loudest probably. But yeah, I'm glad that we did it.
Oh,
Or else we wouldn't be here. Like we wouldn't be here like talking with you guys.
I mean, like Wawa. What's that? You know what Wawa is? Remember, you were like, oh my god.
Oh, the sandwich shop.
Have any of y'all been to Wawa before? So Wawa's like very like, how do I describe, you've been to Wawa, right? You said, how would you describe Wawa?
It's like a gas station with submarine sandwich counter,
Right,
but better.
It's like nicer than that.
But
Like,
better.
It's like, the weirdest thing, it's like a bougie gas station.
Yeah.
And like you can like, there's like these screens where you can like personalize sandwiches, and the one time I took Soju there, it was after the first time I ever had her at my home bar, and she was drawing Coven here. Consistency is key, and she was running around the Wawa just trying to find like something good to eat, and then I remember the cashier, if her eyes could roll back more in her head, she'd be dead, because Soju, for I would say probably 10 minutes straight, was just like, all you heard was, area!
I was running
Area! And then the cashier's like, who's area? And I was like, me, so you should.
Wait, I want to tell one more story, and it's when so before I did lip sync for my life, backstage during Untucked, we're only allowed to have like 1 or 2 drinks, 2 at max.
You're allowed 2.
But it was the first time, so like nobody was really drinking, and I was like, I need a drink. So everybody was giving me their unfinished drinks, so I just started downing everything, and then Ariel goes, hey, come here for a second. So we go to the back of the Untucked,
And then, wait, let me preface this by saying the reason that I came up to you is because Soju and I actually went into Drag Race under the impression that we didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Because I had never met her, and like.
But just like like oh, she's that girl.
Right.
Because that's
like,
all we knew.
Right.
But Ariel.
So I wanted to like not be like that. So I was like, like I can tell this girl's like fucked right now. Like,
Yeah.
She's very nervous. I was like, let me talk to her.
I was nervous drunk, and then she's like, I want to help you because I don't want to see you go home. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I was wearing these tight gloves with nails on it, and she's like, what if we put like glitter inside your gloves, and then during the lip sync you can pull it out and then like glitter
shoots
like Sasha Velour. And I'm like, oh, brilliant. So we grab a glitter and then we like put it all over the gloves, and now I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. So you guys all saw the lip sync. And
do you remember glitter?
Do you remember the glitter? No. The reason why is because it all got stuck. It got stuck on the finger parts. So when I went like this, nothing came out. It was solid, like frozen
And
sharp.
I swear to God, if you look in the background, if you go back and watch
The face.
episode 1, you see me in the background. She tries to do it. It's like you get the best, and then she rips it off, and you see me in the background go.
I swear. But like if you look back at the lip sync now, it's when she did the Kahana did the backflip, and I went like this, but like they didn't cut to me, thankfully, because I was stupid. But I turn her after everything's done. I turn around and I look at Plastique's face, and she's like. and then I look at Ariel's face, and she's like. So I was like, oh fuck, because I did not look at Kahana the whole time. I was literally focused on the words, and looking back at it, you guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys seen me ever lip sync before, but that's exactly how I would have done it anyways. You know what I mean? But anyways, no regrets. Yeah.
What was the lyric?
Oh my god, tell them about last time we were here at Austin Drag Festival.
Oh, when we were on the.
When I had to lip sync and you.
Oh, by the way, I think we should do this again today. So Soju was performing. Like you said, when I had to lip sync, I'm like, you were performing. she was performing on the main stage. She was performing on the main stage out there, and it was me and her friend Logan, and we were like, Soju, like, let's make this spicy, like, let's play a game. And she's like, okay. And we gave her, like, oh my god, you have to perform tonight, correct?
Yes.
Oh, they're gonna be the rule givers.
Oh.
So we said, Soju, we're gonna play a game. You have to do specific things that we tell you to do during your performance. Like I was like, Soju, at one point you need to like, you need to lay down on the ground and just do a barrel roll for going. And I was like, what were the other ones? Oh, I said you just need to, yeah, you need to go like this because she did this during her lip sync for her life and it looked so dumb. I loved it. And you said. Oh, she said, you got the face in all the magazines. And I was like, ew. And I was like, you have to do that again. And I said, I think that you had to like be real awkward, like an audience member, just be like,
yeah, point it on. And I did all of them. And I did
she
all
did.
of
So
them.
if any of you guys, before we wrap this up today, have
Yeah, you guys can give me 3. I'll do 3.
all 3.
But let's move on to our special guest.
Yes.
Because we're here in Austin Drag Festival, so I'm going to bring some of the local queens and other queens from all over the world to interview. I think there's only 3 of you guys, so why don't we just bring everybody here, and then we can, Ariel and I can scoot down the tea. 5 minutes ago. Just scoot closer to me so that...
Alright, party gals.
Hey. Hi. Okay. So we're just gonna edit that part like out.
No, leave it.
It was pretty smooth.
All right, so we have our special guests here, everyone. Mary, why don't you start and you can just introduce yourself and then a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Mary Jane Stiles. I've been doing drag about 4 years here in Austin. I'm a headliner this year at Austin International Drag Festival, and I'm actually on the board of directors.
Hi, I am Jack Rabbit. I am actually a drag king here in Austin, Texas. I am currently the current reigning Mix Austin Pride. I am a cast member with Boys of Austin. I also host at Rain on 4th. And I'm also a member of the board of directors.
Hi, I'm Cheeky Kant, and from here in Austin, Texas. I'm also a part of the board. It's a pleasure to have you all back this year. We're really excited. Yeah, I'm a local queen. I've been doing it for about 3 years now. And I perform all over the city. Sellers, at Highland, do some brunches here and there. Basically anywhere someone will let me turn up like this.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. So feel free to like answer any of the questions, like you'll just cut me off whenever. So like how did Austin, International Austin Drag Festivals like start 3 years ago?
Were any of us there?
Yeah. We actually started 5 years ago. Jamie Bancroft started. It's like his love child, his brainchild, and every year it's just gotten bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It started. Was it just one specific venue when it started?
Actually, what's interesting is the very first year, we had 9 venues.
Oh my gosh.
Are you talking about like the shuttles for the shows?
Yeah, and the shuttles were going all over Austin. It was crazy. And with that many venues, there was like just a handful of audience members at every venue.
I love that this is like gay Disney. It's like, let's go to Epcot, grab the shuttle. I mean, it's Disney, obviously. Can't get any gayer.
So we went from 9 to about 2 to 3, depending on which night. So we're concentrated, which I think is what this festival is. It's a